Most coming-of-age shows are delightfully dark. When it's a coming-of-age show set in the boys' universe, things get wild and packed with some good old action comedy. And well, that's more or less what Gen V, the new boys spin-off, is about. Set between the events of Season 3 and the upcoming Season 4, the 3-episode miniseries takes us on a joyride about aspiring teen supes who want to someday become narcissistic man-babies with serious god complexes who kill when tantrums demand it. Probably the only silver lining is that the group of teen supes in the show still see the world through Starlight's eyes. Nevertheless, the show essentially revolves around Marie Moreau, a young girl who can bend blood better than the last airbender could bend air, or maybe I exaggerated a bit. Even so, Marie seems like a strong young woman who can drive the way things function, more like a black Starlight, if you will. What makes her further interesting is her dark past, because why not? I guess even drug-induced supes need tragic backstories to sell. In this video, we will explore Marie Moreau's origin, her importance in the show, her future in the franchise, the dark history of the university she goes to, which is actually a twisted version of Marvel's Xavier School for gifted youngsters, and much more. So without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. The first periods were bloodier for Marie than most women. Marie belonged to a rather humble family with loving parents and a younger sister who was also Marie's closest friend. The Moreau family was spending a cozy time while watching A-Train getting selected as one of the 7. Mr. Moreau was more than glad about it because A-Train was the first black person to become a part of the superhero team. But as fate would have it, all great supes are made great only because of equally great villains and immensely tragic backstories. On that same day, Marie felt a certain discomfort in her stomach and went straight to the bathroom, only to realize that she was having her first period. Shocked at the sight of blood, Marie panicked, but that was not only the thing that happened to Marie for the first time. She was shocked to see that she could telekinetically control the blood. As her mother barged in, worried about her daughter, Marie accidentally killed her mother by pushing the blood through her neck. Her mother fell on the floor, gasping, drowning in her own blood. It wasn't before long that her father heard the commotion and rushed to the spot, only to find his wife in a critical state. Marie screamed in shock and horror. The girl had just killed her mother. Not knowing the extent of her power, not knowing how to control it, and oblivious to what her powers actually were, Marie lost control and killed her father. A storm of blood had just passed through the small bathroom. The younger sister followed her father and saw Marie as nothing but a monster. Orphaned, Marie was sent to a facility designed especially for young orphaned supes. Here she spent the rest of her days until she turned 18. Marie at Godolphin. Marie, due to the accidental murder of her parents, finds herself placed in a facility for young individuals with superhuman abilities. Her goal is to secure a spot at the prestigious Godolphin University of Crime Fighting, overseen by Vought, with aspirations of becoming the first black woman to join the 7, an elite superhero group. Godolphin University was the prestigious institution where young supes went to hone their skills and abilities in the hopes of getting gigs at TV commercials, TV shows, or better yet, becoming a part of the prestigious superhero team, the 7. Marie couldn't be happier about getting a chance to go to Godolphin, but she's placed in a less prestigious program due to her socio-economic background, forcing her to be cautious without the safety net enjoyed by her wealthier peers. At the university, she encounters Luke, a powerful superhuman with fire-based powers, who dominates the school's leaderboard. This guy was the most popular kid in school, best in every imaginable way, and was the rip-off of Marvel's The Human Torch. Other notable individuals include Jordan Lee, who could switch between a man and a woman, Andre, who could, like Magneto, manipulate metal, Kate, an empath with mind-bending powers, and Emma, as well as the obligatory antagonist Justine. Oh, did you know that Luke was played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, the son of the governor and the predator hunter? Nevertheless, Luke soon learns a dark secret about his younger brother Sam. Well, even Sam had Compound V by his parents and gained superpowers, but he could not always control his powers, and it became worse when he learned the secret about Compound V. Of course, Sam was kept under observation like most delinquent supes, but one day Luke was told that his brother had committed suicide, but that was, of course, far from the truth. Sam was actually kept in a secretive facility known as the Woods. When Luke learns that Richard Brinkerhoff, the head of the crime-fighting department at Godolphin, was in on the whereabouts and the truth about Sam, Luke kills him by literally turning him to ashes. Marie walked in on them as it happened, and Luke knew that he had to kill her too if he wanted the murder to remain a secret. However, things spiraled out of hand. As Luke came after Marie, Jordan confronted Luke and asked Marie to run run away. Jordan did not hold him off long enough, but Luke pursued Marie out in the open, where he faced several cameras. In a desperate attempt to stop himself from harming others, Luke committed suicide by exploding his own body into a gazillion pieces of flesh and bones. After this, Marie and Andre were hailed as heroes because Vought projected them as the two kids who stopped the murderous rampage of Luke, while Jordan was sidelined because the superhero condition was really something that would bring Vought enough money. But one thing led to another, and Marie stole all the limelight. You see, Andre was busy finding the truth behind Luke's extremely unusual actions. He was not someone who would go around killing people, and definitely not someone who would take his own life. So Andre chose to investigate his friend's death at the cost of his personal glory. Meanwhile, Marie became the poster baby of Godolkin. She would give interviews, participate in fundraisers, and much more, but that does not mean that she was essentially a bad person. She just felt like she did not owe anyone anything and was taking whatever life was given her. What's Marie's personality like? Well, Marie Moreau is one of the most complex Supes there is. She has not been a buffoon like the Deep, and nor is she absurdly eccentric like A-Train. Her past may not be as complicated as Black Voyeurs, but she's definitely a bloody cocktail of years and years of trauma. You see, Marie's primary intention behind struggling to join the Seven was not really personal glory, fame, and riches, or the amazing view from the Tower of the Seven. I mean, yes, these did play an important part, but her primary intention was to become a hero, save people, and get redeemed in the eyes of her younger sister, who saw her nothing more than a monster. Marie's sister was her only family left around, and Marie did not wish to leave any stone unturned to reunite with her little sister. To this effect, she took the credit for fighting Luke, while all she really did was run away from him. First, Jordan fought Luke, and then Andre calmed him down. However, Marie only saw an opportunity in this adversity. She did not care about anything else. Having said that, she is a caring and loving person. She initially tried to blame her roommate and friend Emma for everything that was going wrong in her life, but eventually realized the folly in her actions. She even tried to make amends with Luke's ex-girlfriend Kate Dunlop and Jordan Lee, from whom she had taken all the credit. In fact, she could also see how Indira Shetty, the dean of Godolkin, was trying to use Marie as a prop to raise more and more money. It seems that Marie has finally started to see that not all that glitters is gold, and not all the Supes are heroes. History of Godolkin according to the comics and the G-Man. So Gen V is basically based on the G-Man from the comics, who also went to Godolkin, a school established by John Godolkin. The school served as a sinister take on Marvel's Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. In 1984, John Godolkin established the G-Man. He managed to obtain the Compound V formula either through theft or recreation, and struck a pivotal deal with Vought American. This arrangement granted Vought American exclusive marketing rights and provided the G-Man with unparalleled independence compared to other superhero teams. Under the guise of offering toys, sweets, and the promise of superhero training, Godolkin lured 6 children in his mansion. Despite their later request to leave, he held them captive and falsely assured them of their imminent superhero training. Subsequently, Godolkin initiated a risky regimen of weekly Compound V injections, a process that carried a high risk of either death or the acquisition of superhuman abilities. Remarkably, these children survived the procedure, becoming the first G-Man team members. Following their formation, the G-Men were introduced to the public as a group of orphans, rebels, and societal outcasts who have faced rejection due to their unique powers. John Godolkin was portrayed as their benevolent guardian, raising them as his own children. However, the reality behind the G-Mansion's walls was much darker. When the G-Men were around 9 or 10 years old, Godolkin subjected them to exploitation alongside manipulative brainwashing tactics aimed at ensuring absolute loyalty. Godolkin was actually a pedophile who would abuse these children. Those who resisted the brainwashing were coerced through bribery, with the threat that exposure of Godolkin's actions would lead to the end of their glamorous lifestyle. They resorted to extreme measures, including violence against fellow G-Men who either succumbed to the abuse or refused to be brainwashed or bribed. So basically, Godolkin was the boys versus version of Professor X, but in a completely demented and twisted way. Marvelous verdict. Gen V effectively delves into several themes, including the significance of social media, presence in the lives of its superpowered students, and the exploration of issues related to race and class privilege. The show also tackles contemporary topics, such as the ability of the non-binary character Jordan to change their physical sex, Emma's representation of self-destructive behavior through her unique power, and the pervasive challenges of internet culture, including sexualization and social pressures. Comparatively, Gen V draws favorable parallels to Buffy the Vampire Slayer and young mutants in its approach to teenage experiences through the lens of superhuman mythology. Beneath its occasionally exaggerated violence, the series exhibits a discerning intelligence that ties the narrative together. However, it currently lacks extensive character development, with only Marie driven by guilt and ambition, and Emma characterized by her quiet loneliness, transcending mere archetypes. It is hoped that character depth will further be explored as the series progresses. In the meantime, we can appreciate the often exceptional storytelling that serves as an engaging distraction until the return of the boys. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.